Today I'm going to be making 3 different flavors of saltwater taffy with 0 experience as a beginner baker. Welcome to the first video in the series I am calling Chaos in the Kitchen, where I try to make challenging recipes completely from scratch with 0 experience as a beginner baker. There are 2 outcomes that can happen for each video in this series called Chaos in the Kitchen. Either I win, and that is by making the hard recipe 110% successfully. And the second outcome is you, the viewers, winning, and that is when I do not succeed. If I lose in a video, you need to comment what hard recipe you think I should make next, and whatever the top comment is, I'm gonna make it. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, when I start the recipe, I'm gonna wanna grab 3 sheet pans, because today I'm gonna be making 3 different flavors of saltwater taffy. And what you're gonna wanna do is take a stick of unsalted butter, and you're gonna wanna coat the bottom of the sheet pan. And what this is going to do is that when the candy comes off of the stove, we're gonna pour it right into our sheet pan so it can start to cool before we start to stretch it. If you don't add the butter, then the candy is just gonna stick to the bottom of the sheet pan and it's gonna be no good. So there are a few things that I had to get on Amazon just so I can make this recipe like completely from scratch. What I had to get was vinyl gloves, flavoring oils, and candy wrappers. I wanted to get the candy wrappers so I could go all out and really make it look like you can get these saltwater taffies in a candy store. So for now, I simply put the baking sheets away and off to the side, and what we're gonna wanna do now is make our candy, which I'm definitely a little bit nervous for because I've never made it before. But I believe in myself and I'm sure that this is gonna work out just fine. So let's get started. So in a medium saucepan, I'm going to add all of my ingredients for the candy over medium heat, and I'm gonna heat it until it's 250 degrees, and we're gonna test that with a digital thermometer. On power, and we're gonna go to power 5. So right now here's corn syrup. We're gonna go in with our water. Now we have our granulated sugar. Gonna sprinkle that on in there. Going in with our salt. Obviously it's saltwater taffy. You're gonna need salt at some point. Corn starch. And then unsalted butter. So I'm gonna wanna make sure that I stir this as often as possible. I just ended up cleaning out this pot before this video because I burnt something to the bottom of it, but I really don't wanna have that happen here. So we're just gonna heat this until 250 degrees, and then we're gonna go from there. So since I am making 3 different saltwater taffy flavors, I'm gonna need 3 different bowls to add the different flavoring oils into it. So I'm gonna take these 2 ceramic bowls and I'm gonna actually butter them just so they're a little bit oiled up. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this, but I don't want it to get stuck in my brand new bowls when I'm adding the flavoring oils. So this is what I'm gonna do just to give me a little bit better of a chance to not ruin something. But now I'm going to set these aside, and I'm gonna get the flavoring oils ready while this is still heating up, because once this heats up, it's gonna happen very quick, I would assume, and I just want to be prepared. So I'm gonna give this a stir and continue waiting for it to reach the temp. So I just got these flavoring oils off of Amazon. I'm sure any flavoring oil will work. I just try to choose the cheapest one and one with flavors that I thought I would enjoy. But today we're gonna do pineapple, strawberry, and we're gonna do watermelon for our 3 different flavors. And I got our gloves ready to go for later because we're gonna be ending up pulling our taffy until it's stiff and smooth. And you're definitely gonna want gloves just for some heat protection and so it doesn't get all over your hand. Gonna give this another stir. I haven't checked the temp yet, but I'm gonna try to do that soon. So we're gonna check the temperature right now. Coming up to 160 degrees so far. So this has a little bit more time to go before it reaches temp, but I'm glad I'm super prepared. So this is what the mixture is looking like so far. Definitely not appetizing, and I'm not really sure how this is going, but I'm gonna trust the process, and we're gonna let this heat up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna go from there. I have the bowls, my gloves, the flavoring oils all ready, set to go. This is starting to bubble. It's just at 210 degrees, not that long ago. I'm gonna check the temperature right now just to make sure. I'm gonna turn it down because it's bubbling over. It's at 220. Gonna continue stirring. I don't want it burning on me. I'm now getting really nervous because this is getting real. I feel like it's gonna go over the temp real soon and just burn. I'm gonna do something wrong, but this is now getting real. It's not like a little game anymore. All right, so our mixture just reached temperature. What I'm gonna wanna do is take this off of the heat, being extremely careful not to do anything stupid. Now I have all 3 buttered sheet pans on standby. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pour some of the candy into each bowl for our different flavors, making sure to try to do it as even as possible. Then we're gonna grab our watermelon. We're gonna add a couple drops into here. Okay, that's our watermelon. Our pineapple is gonna be the one up here, and then our strawberry is in the big pot. Now we need to get our food coloring. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous and I feel like I'm running short on time. I'm gonna put the gloves on just in case, but I really don't want the candy starting to set because that would not be good, but gloves on. So I have 3 different colors. I have green for the watermelon, red for the strawberry, and yellow for the pineapple. We're gonna do yellow first for our pineapple. Knives might be better. This is why I'm like, I've never done this before, so I'm like very under pressure right now. Not ready for this whatsoever. Yellow for our pineapple, red for our strawberry, and then our green for our watermelon. I can see that the candy's already starting to set, just making me really nervous. I don't need that to happen right now. I actually can't have that happen right now. Yellow is mixed in. Red, we need to mix a little bit more. Right, I don't know if you guys can't tell, but I'm extremely stressed right now. I'm gonna move the candy over here to the side. I don't think you guys can see that. And we're gonna line up our sheet pans. We have 1 sheet pan, 2 sheet pan, 3 sheet pan. I'm gonna pour our watermelon onto our first one first. Here goes nothing. So our next one's gonna be our pineapple, which is our yellow color. Going in next, perfect. And then last but not least, I don't know if you guys can see this, our red, going to be our strawberry. Here we go, we're pouring in on left. All right, that one's a bit full, more full than the others. Now I'm just gonna spread these out so it tries to cool a little bit faster. All right, there's that one. The red, AKA strawberry, doesn't need to do this. These 2 can. Well, I know this might feel like it came out of left field, but I have some really bad news to share with you all, and bad news for myself too, because I just spent so long making these, but you guys win. It's really funny because I thought I was doing so good up until the moment these started to cool and they were no longer hot, and they were still a liquid. Not really great, not really good for my morale and my ego, but that means that you guys win this challenge. Now you guys need to comment down in the comment section below what you think I should make that is hard and not easy, and possibly something that I've never made before. It's frustrating, like I said, bad for my morale and bad for my ego, but you know, I tried my best, I'm not gonna lie. I had high hopes and I thought I was doing good, but I mean, this is complete liquid. What I think happened is that I didn't heat the candy to 250 exactly. It might have been a little bit short of that, and then it didn't reach the candying temperature I guess it needs to be at in order to make saltwater taffy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was a failure, but it's good for you guys. I'll catch you in episode 2 of Chaos in the Kitchen.